This podcast is sponsored by Chore the Disc and Shaolin Temple.
This is Laukik, and you're watching Laukik's Metal
आज
Podcast.
से तुम्हारा नाम होगा METALAUKIK.
So be it. Welcome to this new edition of METALAUKIK. Hello and welcome back to this new edition of METALAUKIK. Today we are in CBD Milapur for the gig called Rampage Volume 2. Right now with us we have members of Corner Cafe Chronicles, Chinmay, Soumitra, Parth and Swanand. Guys, welcome to the podcast and thank you so much for spending your time with us. How is everything going on? How are you guys doing?
You're doing fine? Yeah, we're doing fine.
Fine.
Just melting.
How it feels to resume the live scene after around 2 years.
Feels good. Feels good.
Good, yeah. So CCC now after we played a gig in March last year. This is like
In Jan as well.
Jan, yeah, but that was like a virtual gig.
Yeah, it's a virtual.
Not for the audience.
There was a pause. Technically, there was a pause of 2 freaking years due to COVID pandemic and all the restrictions. How it feels kickstarting the gigs, and how soon would you think the scene of live music would revive
I think it's
at a full-fledged extent?
I think it's already revived at a full-fledged extent because you had a major festival.
Yeah.
Weekend that just happened.
There was
VH1
was running it also.
on the corner. Then there's one more festival called Sumar Festival, which
Yeah.
came out of nowhere. We didn't even know.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Having
that's
played around hundreds of gigs
Yeah.
countrywide, what is the most remarkable thing that you would like to convey about?
the DIY attitude. Man.
Yeah.
Whenever we have played with whoever we have whoever has hosted us, organized gigs, all of them were like DIY down to the core. Like everything from managing the backlines to getting us sorting our stays and all. We even lived at one of the host's house,
Yeah.
David's house. Where
David
I
from
cooked amazing
Rock'n'Roller.
breakfast too. Yeah, so it has been mesmerizing. Man.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that any artist should keep in mind is just go for it and have a decent plan in hand, know your music, make new friends, connect with people. I think you'll be fine.
That's absolutely. Talking about the music, which speaks for itself, it's psychedelic, it's kind of accidental, gives a very pleasant experience to the listener. What would you guys talk about the amalgamation of electronic elements to psychedelic and hard rock elements?
I mean, the whole idea was that we came from all very different backgrounds in terms of music, and usually it becomes difficult to find a sound together. And I think we decided to take the blinders off and just see what comes out. And so far, everything that has come out has always surprised us. As long as that keeps happening in our music, I think we'll keep making
Yeah,
music.
as long as we love playing what we
Experimenting, doing things.
Yeah, the sound itself is very much experimental. You can, you don't expect a thing and it happens. That's the experience that a listener gets. As a listener, I have experienced a lot of, changes in, the entire ambience. Bless me, Father, I'm out of sin.
Yeah.
that is one of the parameters where listening to the song called Midas that we have released in Renaissance. Okay, fine. Coming to the EP, what went into writing once again? Like you would still emphasis on this, or you have some other cherry to be put on top of the cake?
So Renaissance is actually a full-length 12-track album that we have divided into, right? So you have Renaissance 1 that released last year and Renaissance 2 that will release this year. But instead of releasing it as a collective, we decided to go with singles. We released our first single, DIY Generation, back in December. It was well playlisted everywhere across all platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, and all the other ones as well. Jio Savan, Ghana, Hangama, wherever you want it.
It has a small contrasting effect as compared to Renaissance's EP, right?
Yeah.
It hits you harder.
Yeah, so the whole idea that Renaissance 1 and Renaissance 2 is that Renaissance 1 is more introspective, it's more of a question, and Renaissance 2 is an answer. So you will find songs in Renaissance to be more Renaissance 2 be more like, upfront, more heavier, so to speak.
Sure.
So you have at least 5 more tracks coming your way. So, and we'll be releasing them as singles. And beyond that, we're constantly making new music. So, and we're constantly evolving our sets as well. So we're looking forward to that. Now we're going to be experimenting in a 2-piece set as well.
Oh, wow.
Which is just a synthesizer based set. We want to be anywhere and everywhere. That's what we have kept it. As always, we have had a Redo set or Redux set, whatever you want to call it, which is more for the acoustic sessions. We have a full-fledged set that you will see tonight. We have our 2-piece set that we are working on right now. So evolving with the audiences, evolving our music all the time, embodying the whole concept of Renaissance and its change.
Okay. Apart from being in the band, what are your other professions, if you don't mind disclosing about that?
Swanand?
Yeah.
Me, I'm full time into music. That's about it.
Part what
Same.
you are.
I was handling my dad's business for a while, which was completely into legal publications and legal softwares. But then got back to music, playing drums through and through.
What about you, Soumitra?
So I work at McDonald's. And
Promotion kar do ye pe.
Yeah, whatever you need, just give me a call.
Just give Soumitra uncle is there
Brand
always.
manager of McDonald's, and I produce music, and I be with a lot of other British music producers. I do sessions for them. Like one of them is Karthik Rao, and then there's this guy called Rampage Singh. He's a Bollywood producer, so we play sessions for them. I make my own music, whatever that comes to my mind. That is how CCC goes. And then there's my solo project called Electric Asylum. So, I mean, I'm working on that too. It's been long due. I've been saying that, but yeah, it's in process.
Coming back to Chinmay, almost the entire crowd knows what profession and what other endeavors you are into. Because somehow, up to a certain extent, as a listener, I find that there is a strong connection between the lyrics of the band, the lyrics of CCC, and the profession that you pursue. So, any experience you would like to share about it?
So I am a doctor by profession. I am just about to start my MD in psychiatry. Apart from that, I also create art and make visuals exclusively for indie musicians. The writing is cerebral. It's not just coming probably from my profession. Like I said, we come from very different backgrounds, but the ideology matches. We have similar questions. I think we came of age around the same time. Yeah, so meeting each other was kind of opportunistic,
And the listeners could have multiple, multiple type of interpretation.
Yeah, it's very open. You make it your own. We like I've said it before as well. When we headlined Mumbai 2019, we said we do not. We plan to become the soundtrack of your lives. Use it in however way you want it to. Interpret it in whatever way you want it. Make it your own.
So let's make this podcast a little bit interesting and a little bit funny. It's a rapid fire round. Who does sustain the in the band?
कौन से होते हैं सस्ते नशे?
It could be anything. It could be anything.
सब करते हैं?
Who cracks lame jokes in the band?
Swanand.
Who is most introvert in the band?
Unanimous.
Lemonade or cola? Since it's summer.
Lemonade. Fresh lime soda. It's right there.
Fresh lime soda. Okay. Now this is place specific. Kunj Vihar or Gajanan?
Gajanan.
To be specific, I would like to go with Rajma.
Rajmata, yeah, actually. I would like to go with Rajmata.
Fine. Also, let me know about the recent lineup changes that happened in the band.
Yeah, so Swanand is no more part of the band, but we are lucky to have him around whenever we need help. For example, Ronak Chawla, our current lead guitarist, he is down with COVID and is unable to make it to this gig, and we are lucky enough to have Swanand who is joining us for this today's show. I'm really happy everyone's happy. So as long as the music goes out, and I hope that Ronak recovers soon. I mean, it's just unfortunate that first gig probably that we're doing like this, we're not having Ronak with us.
Absolutely. Is like how many gigs has he played with you till now?
One. No, two. But you have to consider that he joined us in the lockdown, so there weren't any gigs.
There were gigs actually.
Yeah, he played with us in Bangalore at Phantom in March 2021, and he played on 2nd Jan.
That was
IIT
Madras.
Okay.
But we've been working with him on the
Newer stuff.
Absolutely. So before we close the session, any sort of a message to the fans or to the new or aspiring musicians that you would like to convey?
Listen to music, use it, abuse it.
Okay, there's one more thing. While you tell us the message, I need to get a very interesting stuff signed from you, which is one of the MVPs in my life, the most valued possessions, I could say. So we just need an autograph from your end. Yeah, I know it's kind of a classy thing that we do.
Just keep doing your stuff and if you get to why don't we sign that?
Yeah, actually,
Why don't we sign
That's a gift for you.
sign
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Achievement from your end, any message for the
we
fans
got
of,
some
fans
really
of your
good
music?
we got some really good
friends,
music
families?
coming up, and we'll see how it goes. We're looking forward to playing more shows, and I think we're just excited to see what new we can bring to the stage and communicate in our own medium. We are what we are, and we do not shy away from telling what we want to say. So I hope whoever is listening eventually.
Absolutely. So that was Corner Cafe Chronicle, the dope peddlers from the city nearby.
We're not dope peddlers. Who calls us dope peddlers?
The music is dope. So you guys technically have become the dope peddlers. So guys, check out Corner Cafe Chronicle, all their music on all the streaming platforms, on all the social media platforms. Stay
Check out
tuned
DIY.
and support metal music,
DIY.
support underground music,
Support
stay
rock
metal, stay strong, and keep
Cheers.
it rocking.
Stay psychedelic.
Guys, once again, thank you so much for spending your time with us, and yeah, we hope to see you live soon.